Perhaps you fear more in passing judgment than I in receiving it. These were the last words of a man about to be burned alive for telling the truth about the universe. Throughout history, 9 minds dared to see what others couldn't. They unlocked secrets that weren't meant to be found, and every single one of them paid a terrible price. Some were destroyed by the world. Others destroyed themselves. What you're about to witness will make you question everything you thought you knew about the cost of knowledge. Italy, 1600. A man stands in Rome's Campo de' Fiori, tied to a wooden stake. His name is Giordano Bruno. His crime? He looked at the stars and saw the truth. While the Catholic Church preached that Earth was the center of God's creation, Bruno declared something terrifying. The stars aren't just lights in the sky. They're distant suns. And surrounding them are infinite worlds, teeming with life. No telescopes existed to prove him right. He just knew. For 8 years, the Inquisition tortured him. They demanded he recant, confess his heresies, save his soul. Bruno refused. On February 17, 1600, they drove a spike through his tongue so he couldn't speak his truths even at the stake. As flames consumed him, witnesses said his eyes never closed. They stayed fixed on the stars he had defended. 3 centuries later, telescopes proved every word he said was true. If Bruno could see the infinite universe without any instruments, what else did he see that we still haven't discovered? Before Bruno, there was another voice silenced for speaking truth. Her name was Hypatia, and she was the last great mind of the ancient world. Alexandria, 415 AD. While Christianity tightened its grip on the Roman Empire, one woman stood in a lecture hall teaching mathematics, astronomy, and philosophy. She told her students that reason, not faith, was the path to understanding the cosmos. She was brilliant, respected, untouchable, until she wasn't. A Christian mob, inflamed by a bishop who saw her influence as dangerous, dragged Hypatia from her chariot in broad daylight. They stripped her naked in the street. Using broken pottery shards and roof tiles, they flayed the flesh from her bones. Then they burned what remained. Her crime wasn't what she knew. It was that she refused to stop teaching it. The Library of Alexandria, humanity's greatest collection of knowledge, burned completely within a generation. But one thing survived, the memory that she chose truth over survival. Would you make the same choice? England, 1580s. Queen Elizabeth I had a secret weapon. Not an army, not gold, a magician. His name was John Dee, mathematician, astronomer, and the Queen's most trusted occult advisor. Some say he was the original Agent 007. But Dee wanted more than political power. He wanted to speak with angels. For years, he used polished obsidian mirrors and crystal balls to scry, to peer beyond the veil of reality. With his associate Edward Kelly, Dee claimed to make contact. The angels spoke back, in their own language. He called it Enochian. Dee and Kelly transcribed thousands of pages of angelic scripture, cryptic symbols, and prophetic warnings. But here's where it gets dark. By the end, Dee couldn't tell if he was speaking to angels or demons. The messages became violent, contradictory. His family abandoned him. His reputation collapsed. He died in poverty, surrounded by books filled with symbols no one could decode. The Enochian language still exists today. Occultists use it in rituals. Scholars can't explain its linguistic structure. Was Dee insane, or did he actually open a door that should have stayed closed? Switzerland, early 1500s. A physician named Paracelsus did something unthinkable. He rejected 1,400 years of ancient medical wisdom. While other doctors bled patients with leeches, Paracelsus used chemistry. Mercury, sulfur, fire. And it worked. He healed the sick. He pioneered toxicology. He laid the groundwork for modern medicine. But Paracelsus claimed something else. Something that haunts alchemists to this day. He said he created life. A homunculus, a tiny artificial human, grown in a flask through alchemical secrets. A being without a soul, born from blood, semen, and chemical reactions. He wrote instructions, drew diagrams, swore was real. Then, at age 47, Paracelsus died suddenly, violently. Some say poisoned by rivals who feared what he'd unleashed. His homunculus was never found. But centuries later, when scientists created the first test tube baby and cloned Dolly the sheep, were they following in Paracelsus's footsteps? Greece, 500 BC. A man named Pythagoras made a discovery that changed mathematics forever. The relationship between numbers and reality itself. But Pythagoras didn't see numbers as tools. He saw them as gods. He founded a secret society, the Pythagoreans, who believed numbers were the soul of the universe. They worshipped geometry. They practiced strict silence. They refused to eat beans, because they believed beans contained reincarnated human souls. Yes, beans. The Pythagoreans guarded their mathematical secrets with religious fervor. If you revealed their knowledge to outsiders, but eventually betrayal came from within. A rival faction attacked. The school burned. Pythagoras fled into the night. According to legend, he reached a bean field and stopped. Refused to cross it. His pursuers caught him. Some say they killed him there. Others say he walked into a sacred fire and vanished completely. But here's the eerie part. The mathematical ratios Pythagoras discovered, the ones he called the music of the spheres, are the same frequencies NASA records from planets today. Did Pythagoras hear the universe singing, or did the universe sing through him? New York City, 1943. In room 3327 of the New Yorker Hotel, a man dies alone. His name was Nikola Tesla. He gave the world alternating current, radio, and wireless technology. He envisioned a future of free energy for all mankind. Instead, he died penniless, feeding pigeons in Central Park and speaking to them like prophets. Tesla claimed one white pigeon was special. He said she visited him with messages, that she glowed with a light brighter than any of his inventions. When she died, Tesla said, "I knew my life's work was finished." But that wasn't the strangest part. Tesla also claimed he received signals from Mars. He built machines that hummed with electromagnetic frequencies and feared they were communicating with something beyond Earth. In his final years, his obsessive-compulsive rituals consumed him. He saw numbers everywhere. He refused to touch anything round. He lived in room 3327 because those numbers were divisible by 3. When he died, the FBI seized all his papers immediately, classified them. Many remain classified to this day. What did Tesla discover that they don't want us to know? Russia, 1916. A mad monk has the royal family in his grip. His name is Grigory Rasputin. He's a peasant from Siberia with wild eyes and a filthy beard. He drinks. He seduces noble women. He claims visions from God. And somehow he heals the heir to the Russian throne. Alexei Romanov has hemophilia. Any injury could kill him. Every time the boy bleeds, Rasputin prays, and the bleeding stops. The royal family believes he's a holy man. Russia's elite believe he's the devil himself, so they decide to kill him. December 29, 1916. They lure Rasputin to a palace. They feed him cyanide-laced cakes and wine, enough poison to kill 5 men. He eats them all, asks for more, so they shoot him 4 times. He gets back up. They beat him with clubs, wrap him in cloth, throw him through the ice into the frozen Neva River. When they recovered his body days later, the autopsy showed the cause of death, drowning. He was still alive when he hit the water. Even in death, Rasputin whispered a prophecy. If he was killed by peasants, Russia would thrive. If killed by nobles, the Romanov dynasty would fall within 2 years. The nobles killed him. 2 years later, the entire family was executed in a basement. Did Rasputin see the future, or curse it into existence? England, 1875. A boy is born who will become the wickedest man in the world. Aleister Crowley. He rejected Christianity and created his own religion, Thelema. Its central law? Do what thou wilt. Crowley climbed mountains to commune with gods, performed sex magic rituals in temples, claimed to channel entities from beyond. He wrote books in trances, his hand moving faster than thought. He called himself the Great Beast 666, and people believed him. Followers flocked to his abbey of Thelema in Sicily. But dark rumors spread, animal sacrifices, drug-fueled orgies, a student's mysterious death. Mussolini exiled him from Italy. Crowley died penniless in a boarding house in 1947, addicted to heroin, muttering incantations. Witnesses at his death claimed the air smelled of sulfur. But here's the disturbing legacy. Crowley's occult systems are still practiced worldwide. His books sell millions. His influence echoes through modern music, film, and counterculture. Was Crowley insane, or did he tap into something real? England, 1687. Isaac Newton publishes the Principia Mathematica, the book that explains gravity and unlocks the laws of the universe. He is the greatest scientific mind in history. But that's only half the story. What the world didn't know: Newton spent more time on alchemy than physics. He consumed mercury trying to turn lead into gold. The poisoning gave him tremors, paranoia, memory loss. His secret papers, hidden for centuries, reveal obsessions with biblical prophecy, the apocalypse, and Solomon's temple. He calculated the end of the world, 2060. Newton wrote over 1 million words on religion and mysticism. He believed he was chosen by God to decode divine secrets hidden in Scripture. Near the end, he suffered a mental breakdown, accused friends of conspiracies, saw demons in his sleep. When he died, the Royal Society suppressed his alchemical writings for 200 years. Why? Because the man who explained the rational universe had spent his life chasing magic. 9 minds, 9 journeys into forbidden knowledge. Some were destroyed by the world for speaking truth. Others destroyed themselves chasing shadows. Giordano Bruno saw infinity and burned. Hypatia chose reason and was torn apart. John Dee spoke to angels and lost his sanity. Paracelsus created life and died mysteriously. Pythagoras heard the music of the cosmos and vanished. Tesla dreamed of the future and died alone. Rasputin defied death itself and cursed an empire. Crowley summoned darkness and became it. Newton explained the universe and drowned in its mysteries. The pattern is clear. There are doors in reality that, once opened, cannot be closed. And every person who walked through them came back, changed. So, if you could know one secret that would cost you everything, your reputation, your sanity, maybe your life, would you still want to know it? Because history shows us that some people can't resist. And once they see the truth, they can't unsee it. That's the price of knowledge. What would you sacrifice to know the unknowable? Drop your thoughts below.